Well, cold water, fast currents, and darkness. It all made for a dangerous rescue overnight into Monday along the Fork Mojave River. Two men and a dog were safely rescued, all thanks to the San Bernardino County Fire Protection District. Joining me now is Battalion Chief Jared Newcomer, who was the incident commander on the scene of this rescue. Chief, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. First and foremost, explain to us how two men and a dog became stranded on the opposite side of a river. And also, this all happening overnight. What made this so challenging for you guys?
Sure. And thank you so much for having me tonight, Kiana. Yeah, this was a challenging incident. We had what we call a swiftwater rescue, and we received the call about 11:30 at night. The reports were a couple individuals had crossed the river, and they were trying to rescue the dog that was stranded on the other side. What we've been told is that dog was spotted earlier in the day, and that story made its way through social media channels and garnered a lot of local interest. So, two Good Samaritans, it was two adult males, took it upon themselves to try and effect that rescue. And they found themselves stranded on the opposite side of the river, and they knew they were not going to make it back with that dog. The challenges that we faced, just as you said, nighttime operations are much more dangerous than daytime operations. The first and most obvious is light. We just don't have it. It's dark. If somebody gets swept away, you're not going to be able to see them, but also cold. I believe it was in the low 40s that night. And now we had two individuals with wet clothing that were exposed to the elements. And so it was something that we had to get them back to the other side of the river. And so that's what we did.
And you guys did an amazing job. We're looking at some of the images that are coming through. Kind of walk us through the rescue in terms of the boat, the specialized gear that you guys had to bring out to help these men and this dog here across the river safely.
Sure. Yeah, the boat that you see in the footage is some specialized equipment at part of our urban search and rescue um, task force that we have, and we have specialized equipment and specially trained personnel in urban search and rescue, specifically or strategically placed around the county that can respond all over our county. You know, we have a huge county, over 20,000 square miles, and perform these rescues. When we get there, what you don't see in the footage is the large complement and inventory of tools and equipment that we bring with us. We have a series of rescue methods that we go through, lowest risk to highest risk. And this one in particular, because of where they were located, because of the challenges that we faced, um, the personnel chose the boat, which is higher risk on our series of methods that I was talking about. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of specialized equipment. It's a technical rescue, but with that is the training that the individuals performing the rescue go through to be able to use this equipment and use it safely and effectively.
And I'm sure both of those men and that dog are so thankful for you guys pulling out all of your tools and all of your tricks to kind of get them back across the river. It does look like this river is like a cave of some sort. So for anyone who's watching and maybe they don't know how this river is kind of set up, why is it like the Mojave River? Why would it be a deceiving river for someone who maybe wants to help a dog and it doesn't look that deep, but it ends up being that deep?
Yeah, so this location was a unique location. You know, it doesn't always happen where we have to use a boat to rescue individuals. It just happened to be a spot that created a lot of challenges for us. To your question about water, the Mojave River, specifically after a flooding event, is rushing water. And it's deceiving because you cannot see the bottom when you have a strong current. You can't see obstructions or hazards inside the water. When we have a significant flooding event, we also have debris coming through that water that you otherwise normally would not have seen. So maybe somebody saw this waterway 2 weeks ago and they think it's safe. It's a completely different waterway today after a significant event. So it's a very dangerous thing. And as you can see in the footage that you're showing, the current was much stronger. The depth was deeper than they expected because this portion of water is not typically like that. So it's very deceiving. And one fact that we point out a lot is 6 inches of moving water is enough to potentially sweep a grown adult off their feet. So we're talking about 4 to 5 feet of water here. So it's a very dangerous thing.
The power of water is definitely nothing to play with. Before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to maybe tell people who are not aware of rescues or maybe have never done anything to this nature. What are some tips that you want to give people, especially if they spend an amount of time near rivers, before we let you go?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I want to continue to push our safety message, and that is simply stay out. We had a situation here where two individuals were trying to do a good thing. They were trying to do a noble thing and rescue an animal. Unfortunately, they became would-be rescuers that were now in need of rescue themselves. And so, if there's any takeaway that I want people watching to know, it's if you do have rushing water, the best things to do is just play it safe, stay out, and then call for help. And then the last thing that I'd like to highlight here is the implementation of technology in our operations in the modern fire service, and especially San Bernardino County Fire as a whole, is the drone. You're looking at that footage right there. It's high quality footage, and you can see some light. That lighting we had from that drone that was overhead, we otherwise would not have had. And another thing was I was able to watch that footage in my vehicle about 100 yards away and see it in real time, watch the rescue in real time, everything that you're seeing right now. So it's something that's potentially helping us save lives and very much so making us more effective in our operations. So those two things, play it safe, stay out, call for help. If you're dealing with rushing water, do not go in. And always, in this situation, it was unique because it was an animal. When I say call for help, you can call 911 and let us assess the situation there as well. So there's no would-be rescuers or would-be rescuer element to it.
Very simple yet effective yet life-saving tips that you're sharing. I want to thank you for sharing them here with us at Fox Weather. That's Battalion Chief Jared Newcomer out of San Bernardino County. Thanks again.
Thank you, Kiana.